Hi guys, happy Monday. Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. I hope you liked this video. I hope you had a great weekend. Today we have another setup video. This is going to be for the month of December. Can you guys believe it already? We are approaching the end of 2020. This is just so crazy. This year just flew by. It's just insane. But I'm so excited for this month's layout. I hope you guys enjoy it. But yeah, let's go ahead and dive in. If you're new here to this channel, just really quick to explain how I use my Traveler's Notebook. So I like to use one insert per month. And inside of this insert, I'm going to be using as both my planner as well as my daily journal. So the first few pages of my insert, it is going to be dedicated for my planner portion, and the remaining pages are for my daily journal. So the layouts that you're going to see me creating today, it is going to be for my planner portion. So I'm going to be creating a couple of different layouts today. So you're gonna see me decorating first the cover of my insert. That's what I'm doing right now. And you're also gonna see me creating a couple of different layouts. So my goal page is one of them, my monthly log, my weekly log, and this month I decided to add it in an extra layout that I usually don't do it in my journals, but I decided to test it out a little bit. I wanted to do it a little bit earlier before we start 2021 because I wanted to see if this actually is going to work for me. So nothing better than actually start with the present and test it out in the present instead of waiting for the future. So here we are. So yeah, for this insert here that I'm using, this one is from Travelers Company. It is their 003 insert, which is just their blank pages insert with a craft cover. For this layout, I decided to use the cover as kind of like a present. It is December, it is Christmas time, so I wanted to do something a little bit different. I did something kind of similar for the month of November, where I kind of play around with the yarns, but I wanted to change up a little bit and actually go even more crazy with the whole idea and actually recreate the cover as if it was a Christmas present. I really liked how this turned out. It was very simple to create. It was nothing complicated. I didn't have to do too much of it besides, gluing down my yarns and making sure that I, reinforced with some washi tape there just to make sure they will not, get out of the place where it was meant to stay. But yeah, I just used some craft paper tag, and I'm gonna use that just to add the title of the cover. In my titles, I just like to indicate which month and year that insert pertains to. Again, because I only use one insert per month, each insert it is dedicated for a full month of the year. So for instance, this one's just gonna be for December 2020. So I like to indicate that in the cover. So that's what I'm gonna write it in that tag right there. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Very simple here. I added a bow with some materials that one of my pen pals gifted to me, and I added this fake how you say it, it's a fake like plant. I don't even remember where I got this. I have this for so many years. I think I got it at Michael's, if I'm not mistaken. But really, it's just like a fake branch, like of a pine tree. And yeah, I wanted to go with a fake one because I try to edit real plants here in my covers before, and it was just a disaster because every time that I'll hit it somewhere, I'll just take a half of my plant away. So I just decided to go with a fake one, and I really, really like how it turned out. Again, the idea was to look like a present. So when you grab the journal, you look like you're grabbing or holding a Christmas present. So yeah, very simple, but again, really like how it turned out. It's definitely bulky, but I like it. So I hope you guys enjoyed that idea, and if you guys recreate it, tag me on Instagram. I would love to see you guys' recreation, because I'm very curious to see if any of you guys are going to recreate that cover. But anyways, moving on. For the next page here, because I use a Traveler's Company insert, their inserts usually have this inside cover where it has this rectangular. So for this page, I like to dedicate this page for my goal page. I only work with one goal a month, so I like to be the first thing that I see when I first open my journal. So I usually like to use this page for my goal page. I decided to just go with a Christmas theme still with that page, so I grabbed some Christmas items that were gifted to me by one of my pen pals. So those leaves right there on the top left was for my pen pal. The washi tape with white and brown grid was also gifted to me by one of my pen pals. I did a cutout of a vintage book, and I kind of cut it around where the rectangular shape was supposed to hit, so that way I didn't cover it. I actually kind of made it show through. I really like how it looks like when I do that, and I just added some other items here, like this to do, it's from your creative studio, and I just added a Christmas postage stamp, and I fussy cut this Christmas plant that was from a washi tape that I got it from Cafe Analog. And that was pretty much it. I'm going to be writing my monthly goal in the rectangular shape. I usually like to add an additional piece of paper to write my goal, but I just decided to change up a little bit, and this month I'm actually going to write my goal right there. So yeah, now this next layout, it's very exciting because this is actually the first time that I create this layout in my Traveler's Notebook. If you guys don't know that about me, I used to be a hardcore bullet journal user. So I used to have all those different layouts that you can think of, like habit trackers, book logs, and you name it. All of those layouts, they usually are very popular on the bullet journal system. And once I stopped using the bullet journal system, and that was one of the main reasons why I stopped using the bullet journal system, was because I felt that there's a lot of layouts in there that really didn't make any difference, was just wasting my time, was a lot of it, and not necessarily I was making any use out of it. So I stopped recreating a lot of those layouts, but I decided to go back to at least the book log, the reading log, because I am an avid reader. I absolutely love reading books. I prefer to read than to watch TV. I know this is not that popular for a lot of you guys, but I don't know, I was never that type of person that liked to watch TV. I like to read, and I'm constantly reading, and I tried in the beginning of the year just to come up with a system, like with a folder for 2020, and just added my reading list there, but it didn't quite work well. I didn't find myself using it, so I was just literally taking notes of the books that I was reading and the rating of the books in my notes app in my phone. And I don't know, I like to have a track of the books that I'm reading, because usually most of the time, if not all the time, the books that I read are actually non-fictional books, so are actually books that are going to teach me something. I'm not the type of person that I like to read a lot of fictional books, and it's personal preference. I know a lot of you guys might like fictional, and there's nothing wrong with that. Go to town, do you, whatever you prefer. It's definitely personal preference, but for me, I am a busy person, so if I'm gonna sit down to read, I like to read something that's gonna teach me something, that's gonna help me improve my life in some way. So usually I take a lot of notes on the books that I read. I like to rate them, and yeah, I usually don't just read for the sake of reading, right? If I'm sitting down to read a book, I want to learn something from it. So I want a place to actually track those. And I just decided to, heck, let's just go back to the reading log. And I decided to do this and to see if that's going to work for the month of December. And if it does, I'm going to bring this back to my 2021. So I just wanted to try it out. So that's why I added this extra page right here so I could have this reading log. So here's my idea. On my right side, as you can see, I have a craft tag right there. That's where I'm gonna do the title. It says reading log. This washi tape that I put it there in green, that's where I'm going to be writing, the title of the book, the dates that I started and finished the book, and the rating of the book. Usually I use a 3-star rating. So 1 star is really bad, 2 stars mediocre, or it's okay, it's nothing special, but 3 stars is top favorite book. So that's how I usually rate my books. And I just like to keep track of how long it took me to write the books. Now I usually, like I mentioned earlier, I like to usually take quite a bit of notes, because most of the books that I read are actually books that are self-help, development, financial books and things like that. I'm always learning something from them, so I like to take notes. So that's why I used, on this left side, I added this envelope, this craft envelope that was actually gifted to me by one of my pen pals. And I decided to use this so I can add cards about the books. So each book that I read in that month, I'm gonna have a card with a summary of what I learned from that book. So I hope that makes sense, and I will just include it there. So if I ever have to revisit something that I read about the book, or if there's something that I need to remember about it, I just can really quick pull one of those cards and be able to really quick remind myself of the lessons of that specific book. Hope that makes sense. But yeah, that's how I wanted to kind of use up my reading log. Let's see how that turns out. I'm super excited to have a reading log again. I used to be, very, very active on my reading log when I used to have a bullet journal. And like I say, I haven't had one in quite some time, and I've been using just my app note, and I don't think it's sufficient. I wanted to go back. That's one thing that I wanted to go back and be able to see which books I read and things like that. So I'm excited about this. So here it is, a new layout for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoy this one. Of course, if you like to read. If you don't like to read, no judgment here. This is a free judgment zone. You can use this as an idea for your movies or TV shows and things like that. I mean, of course, if you want to spend the time creating this layout, I don't know how important it is to you to keep track of your movies that you watch or TV shows, but that would be another option for you there if you want to just do that instead, or maybe for traveling or things like that. So, but yeah, now this next layout here, we are going back to the normal layout as usual. This is going to be my monthly log. So this is my monthly calendar. I like to put it here, the monthly calendar, because I like to have an overview of the entire month. In this monthly calendar, I like to keep track of holidays, events, birthdays, trips, if there is any. But yeah, that's why I like to have this monthly calendar for. It's literally an overview of the entire month. So I have, in a glimpse, know exactly what is happening. If I have to buy birthday cards or send birthday cards, or if I have to make sure that I have to accommodate things for traveling, or if there's a party that I have to attend to. Of course, with COVID, things have changed quite a bit, and my monthly calendars have been very, very empty and very sad, but I still like to keep them, even though I don't have as many tasks here as I used to. For my monthly calendar, I like to use the separate paper that is a dotted paper. I just use up some of the pages that are left over from my old bullet journals. They are all dotted, so it's much easier for me to just mark it and define exactly where I'm going to draw the lines for the calendar. But if you're not using a dotted paper, the measurements for this calendar, it's 1 by 1, so it's 1 inch by 1 inch per each day of the month. And some months I decided to go with 4 days on the left and 3 on the right. Some months I go with 4 days on the right and 3 days on the left. It all depends on how I'm trying to decorate. For this calendar, I decided to go with 4 days on my left and 3 days on my right. And the reason why it's because I wanted to do some pine trees, kind of like Christmas, theme, and on the bottom right there, on the bottom right. So that's why I decided to kind of put more days on my left. So I just grabbed some craft paper and some white doilies for the base, and then I just added the calendar that I just had created with my dotted paper. And now I'm going to draw some pine trees. Now, right up front, this was not my favorite layout at all. This was actually my least favorite layout out of this whole insert. And I think I failed in this layout because of the choice of colors of my markers. I'm using all Tombow markers here. I also love Tombow. They are very good quality markers, but I think I made a poor choice on the color scheme. I wanted to keep, I don't know if you guys noticed from the first 2 pages, I'm the type of gal that I like the Christmas colors, like the green, white, gold, maybe some silver, but I don't super love the red on Christmas. I mean, that's personal, right? It's I like the brown. It's because I personally like more earthy tones, so I'm more drawn to the Christmas colors. They are more earthy tones. So the red kind of do not speak to me that much. So I wanted to go with kind of the same thing, and I wanted to go with the same color scheme and to keep the brown and greens. So I decided to mix it up a little bit of the greens and browns, but I didn't find my marker at this exactly moment. I didn't find my green marker that actually had the more Christmassy color for pine trees, and one of those marker colors, the green was just off, was almost like a yellow, a burnt yellow, a burnt Sierra, and it just didn't feel, and that's the same green that I'm using here right now on my calendar, and it just didn't feel like Christmas at all. So you're gonna see me later on in this layout I finally found my Tombow marker that actually was more like a Christmas green, and I'm gonna go over and kind of cover this yellow burnt green type of green there. But I just decided to go a little bit different with this layout as well. Usually I just draw circles for the dates. I just decided to draw those colorful lines across the calendar and write the date with my Micron 01 pen. And I wanted to keep it very earthy tones with just some gold and green and browns. So I decided to add some of this washi tape. This one I actually grabbed from Michael's. I got it back in August. I got this one because I wanted some gold washi tape for my wedding layout. So I still had quite a bit of that washi, so I just decided to use it up here. I also used some more of this washi sample that one of my pen pals gifted to me, which is this white washi with some brown grid. And but yeah, I don't know, I felt that I was missing something at the end. The color was just not going at all. There was like so much potential for this layout, and at the end I felt like I messed up so badly with this layout. So I really tried to just add some red to make it more, to make a little bit more Christmassy, because I felt that it was like not Christmassy at all. I did add this sticker at the bottom that's like a Christmas town. It's all like little beautiful gingerbread houses with some snow on top of it and some Christmas tree. But I don't know, it's just not matching. So I grabbed this other sticker that was gifted to me by one of my pen pals, so it was very Christmassy as well. And I also added some of this tag right here in red, so I could have added the month of December. And I don't know, I added a bunch of washi tapes that were Christmas themed, but I didn't felt like using them was going to add it to this layout, so I just kept it the way that it was. And then I finally found my Tombow brush pen in the color that's more like a Christmas green. So you see me here adding it on top of everything, and I tried to cover up that weird green with it, but I think I just messed up and it's just not good at all. But anyways, that's a good thing about creating so many layouts every day, is that I just lost the pressure of making everything perfect. There's some layouts that just doesn't work out no matter how much you try, and no matter how many washi tapes and the stickers you try to use. It doesn't work out. And I feel that's like there's a lot to do with color scheme. I think more than planning which piece of ephemera you're gonna use, the color scheme can make it or break a layout, and I think this was definitely an example of it. But yeah, I still liked it. It was just definitely not my favorite. So for the days of the week here, I just used my La pen, and for the month I used my Sakura brush pen. By the way, all of the items that I'm using today, I'll try to link them in the description box below. So if that is something that I can still find it, or I know where I got it from, I'll link it down below in the description box. So if you guys are curious about any of the items that I'm using today, you can just check it out there. But yeah, we are approaching the last layout of today's video. This is going to be my weekly log. So once we are done with the monthly log, the next few pages are going to be dedicated for my weekly log. And usually throughout the month, every week, I'm going to be creating a new layout for the next week. And I have a bunch of videos in my channel that shows you how I decorated my weekly logs. I'll link it above here on the screen, the playlist of my Plan With Me videos. Usually when I do set up my journal, I just like to get the first week ready, so that way I'm ready to go. But the following weeks, I'm going to create them as I go. And I usually like to create them a couple of days before the week starts, so I'm ready to go for the following week. So hope that makes sense. So my weekly layout, I like to do in a horizontal layout. So I'm dedicated 1 inch per each day of the week, and usually I started marking from the bottom of the page and work my way up, because usually the top portion, it is a little bit above 1 inch, and that portion I dedicated for my title. And usually on my weekly title, I just like to write it down which week that is of the year. So for instance, this is going to be week 49, so I'm just gonna write it somewhere in the title that is week 49. Now you're gonna notice here that I'm only pretty much only decorating 6 days out of the whole week, and my weeks I like to start on Monday through Sunday. I don't like to start my week on Sunday. I just feel that like Sunday is the weekend and it should be treated like so I like to start my weeks on Monday. Personal preference, if you want to start on Sunday, go to town, do you. It's just personal preference, really. But Monday was actually part of November, was November 30th. So you're gonna notice here that the portion that was dedicated for Monday I actually covered and made it part of the title, because I have another layout on my November insert that has that day, the 30th. So I like to keep my layouts, my inserts very separated from each other, because each insert is dedicated for a specific month. I don't like to mix it up. So because each day of that month I'm going to be dedicating that day for a goal that's going to help me achieve my monthly goal. So it's very oriented to that specific month, so I don't like to mix it up. So here in this layout, you're going to see that the only days that I'm actually leaving it here are the days that are dedicated for December. So I hope that makes sense. So we're going to start on December 1st, which is Tuesday. So that's why I only put it on the left here, the washi tapes for 6 days, because the first day of the week, Monday, was actually November 30th. But yeah, I decided to go with a different theme for this layout. First, I was thinking about doing with a Christmas theme, with still keeping the green and brown going, but then I thought, what, it's too early to already start doing Christmas theme. So I kept the color scheme with the green and brown to kind of match with the entire layout of this insert, but I just decided to go kind of like a winter layout more than anything. So there's really not a specific theme, it's just a color scheme, green and brown and yellow kind of. But yeah, it was just more like a winter theme than anything else. I really like how it turned out, even though I didn't have a specific theme in mind. I started like something that I wanted to go with a Christmas theme, and then last minute I kind of changed it up and I decided to go with just winter. But I actually liked how it turned out, and I hope you guys enjoy it as well. I used some washi tape here on the left just to indicate the dates. I'm going to use my lap pen to write the dates, and I'm using some stickers here, the winter stickers. Oh, sorry about that, my recording just stopped, but hopefully we are still good to go here. But yeah, I just used some winter stickers. These were actually stickers that were gifted to me by one of my pen pals. There are a lot of like fall theme, but there was a lot of like different items that could be used as a winter. So they had this hoodie here, and some boots with some leaves, and some of those candles, and I thought the theme really matched with the whole winter theme. And this paper doll was actually from another sticker set that she sent it to me. It was actually a farm sticker set, but she was wearing kind of like boots and long sleeves, and I thought was very fitting. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I am going to bring it close here so you guys can see all of the details for each layout that we created today. I hope you guys enjoyed this this December insert and decoration. I hope you grabbed some inspiration from today's layout. Let me know in the comments down below which one was your favorite. Definitely my favorite was the cover. I think even though I waste very little time on that, it turned out so good. I really liked it. Definitely screams Christmas, and I really liked the color scheme. My second favorite was actually the weekly layout. I really like how this one turned out as well. But yeah, that's it for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Bye for now.